March is Women's History Month, and the 8th grade spent the past month researching women who have made impacts both in history as well as currently. For most of history, women were second-class citizens, if they were even considered citizens at all. In ancient Greece, only men over 20 could be considered citizens and participate in the government. In the early part of U.S. history, women could not own property in their own name. Any money they earned would be handed over to their husbands or their sons if they were widowed. In the fight for abolition of slavery, women discovered that they did not have rights either. When attending an abolition meeting in London, women were forced to sit up in the balcony behind curtains. They returned to the United States, and about 100 people, including 32 enlightened men, met at the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848 and signed the Declaration of Sentiments that declared that all men and women are created equal. Women continue to fight for the right to vote, but this was not gained until the 19th Amendment, which was passed in 1919, but not ratified until 1920. Today we celebrate the women that inspire us.
My person was Mae Jemison. She was the first African-American woman to travel in space. She worked with the Peace Corps in Liberia and Sierra Leone for 2 years. She founded the Jemison Group, a firm that researches, develops, and markets advanced technologies. In 1992, a public school in Detroit was named after her, the Mae C. Jemison Academy. She has a degree in chemical engineering, a Bachelor of Arts degree in African and Afro-American arts, and a medical degree.
My person was Clara Barton. Clara Barton was the founder and first president of the American Red Cross. She became a school teacher at the age of 16. She worked as a battlefield nurse and risked her life to help others. She was nicknamed the Angel of the Battlefield. After the Civil War, she helped to find missing soldiers. She was a humanitarian, women's civil rights activist, and an African-American civil rights activist.
My person is Phyllis Wheatley. She was born in West Africa, taken as a slave for the Wheatley family. She was educated by the Wheatleys and taught several different languages, including reading and writing in English. That was really rare for African Americans. She met the President of the United States, the first president, George Washington, when she wrote an invitation poem, and he invited her to meet in Cambridge. After her owners died, she was left with a great education and a free life. She pursued her career as a poet and was very successful. She married another freed slave, John Peters, and had 4 children. She passed away at 31.
So I researched Indira Gandhi. She was the first Prime Minister of India. So that's a really big thing because she was a woman, and becoming the Prime Minister is a really big deal at the time. And you may think she's related to Mahatma Gandhi, but really she is not. And one accomplishment is that she was the first woman Prime Minister, and she was assassinated by one of her Sikh bodyguards. And when she died, that was really sad because she was a very powerful woman leader, and she's looked at today as a leader in women's rights.
So I did Phyllis Schlafly. She is an attorney and conservative columnist and author who became known for her anti-feminist views and her vocal opposition to the Women's Equal Rights Amendment of the 1970s. In 1972, she founded a conservative organization called the Eagle Forum. She graduated with honors from Washington University in St. Louis and subsequently received a graduate degree in government from Radcliffe College. She lost his 1952 Illinois congressional campaign to liberal politician Charles Melvin Price. She married John Fred Shafley Jr. in 1949, and together they had 4 sons and 2 daughters. And despite her conservative views, she strongly opposed Richard Nixon's bid for the American presidency.
I researched Maya Angelou, and when she was a child, she went mute for 5 years after a traumatic experience. And during that time, she developed her love for reading and writing. And the day Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, she was supposed to be at a rally with him, and it was her birthday. But she did not go, and she decided to go and visit her family instead. And she did not celebrate her birthday because it was she was so saddened by his death for many years, and instead sent flowers to his wife. And she received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2010, the highest civilian honor. She was the first black female cable car conductor in San Francisco at the age of 15, and many of her books and poems were banned in libraries because of how open she was about her childhood experiences.